Hi there, I'm Christine Dunbar from speechmodification.com, and this is my Smart American Accent training. In this video, we'll look at how to pronounce economy, economist, economic and economics, and economical. So this word family is a little bit interesting and challenging because there's a different rhythm and therefore different vowel sounds in these words. First, let's look at economy and economist. These have the same second syllable stress, which means the first sound, letter E, is going to be the unstressed I sound. So you might see this word and be tempted to say economy or economist. If you're just saying it by itself and you say that letter E as the E sound, that's all right. But typically in fluent speaking, when you're talking about the economy or talking about an economist, you're actually not going to say it an economist, you're going to say an economist. Because the ka is stressed, letter O says the ah sound, then we have an unstressed first vowel E. It's going to be the I sound like in it. It's an economist. So thinking of that as I, and then stressing your ka, then our letter O, second letter O, so our stressed O is going to say ah. That's very typical in English. Letter O says ah in not, stop, job, etc. So our most common spelling for the ah sound is letter O. So I write it here as AH, so you can think of it in your mind as that open ah, ka. But then our second O is unstressed, and it's going to have a short little schwa, very reduced, economy. And then our E at the end is our tense E sound, even though it's unstressed and short, economy. You want to make sure you still are tense there, not economy. Don't let it become an I or a reduced vowel. Still keep that tense E. Then the same pattern happens for economist. We just have an ist instead of an E at the end. So you would have economist. So economy and economist focus on the ka. One way to get this rhythm and sounds correct if these two are giving you trouble is just start on the stress syllable. Economy, economy. Economist, economist. Or you can go slowly, syllable by syllable, and then speed up, but keep the relative rhythm the same so you're stretching on ka. Economy, economy, economy. Or economist, economist, economist. But then when we switch to economics and economical, all of a sudden we have different vowel sounds, a different rhythm here. So what's happening there? In economics, the na syllable is stressed, the third syllable. And so now this letter O is where we're going to have our ah sound. So na is going to be stressed rather than it being an unstressed schwa there. Our unstressed schwa switches to the first O because this syllable gets no stress. Economist. Economics. So ka, short unstressed. So na is stressed. We have mix at the end with our short little reduced I sound. The ka, our schwa, goes here before our stress syllable. And then our first syllable has secondary stress, which means this E is no longer going to be the E or I sound, but rather the E sound. It's not stress, it's not economics, but it has secondary stress. So economics keeps its clear vowel, just doesn't have a lot of length. So economics. This one you might want to build from the stress syllable as well. Nomics, economics. Or going slowly, economics, economics, economics. Same thing for economic, just no S sound at the end. And then economical, same idea. We have na, but two syllables now, mi-kol. This letter A, basically no sound. We're going right from the K as quickly as we can to that dark L. Kol, kol. Little bit of a reduced schwa in there maybe, but really just thinking of it as having no vowel is going to help you get that accurate. And then we again have our E syllable, clear vowel, secondary stress, and then our ka. So nomical, economical, or economical, economical, economical. So you see, these two are related, economics and economical. These two are related, economy, economist. When we try to go this way, it doesn't really relate as easily. Vowel sounds change, rhythms change. So whichever ones you need to use, I recommend practicing them slowly by themselves, then really try integrating them into phrases and using them, because it may be the fact that these two are easier for you or these two are easier for you and you have trouble switching back and forth. Find ways to integrate them, use them in short phrases, and even try some phrases where you might use both. So for example, an economist might have a degree in economics. An economical purchase helps you with your own personal economy, etc., etc. So thank you so much for this request. If you have a request you'd like to see me cover here in our Word of the Day series, feel free to leave it in the comments for this video or any of my videos, and I'll get back to you with resources, or I'll add your word to my list to cover in a future class. If you need any help with the sounds in these words or the patterns in these words, you may want to check out our Sounds of English course on speechmodification.com. It's going to walk you through all of the sounds, the letters, the spelling, and help you build the confidence and the strong foundation you need to pronounce any word you want confidently and fluently in American English. That's our Sounds of English course, and you can find it on our website, speechmodification.com. I'll be back again on Saturday with a live question and answer class, and again next Tuesday with another new video dropping. Thanks so much for your support of the channel. A special shout out to our channel members. I really appreciate your support. I'm Christine Dunbar from speechmodification.com. Remember, if you want to sound like a native speaker, you can do it. speechmodification.com. Bye everyone. Hope to see you again soon.